Number 2, draw a horizontal line on the graph in item 1 in lesson 33-1 to indicate a height of 544 feet above Earth. Estimate the approximate times the spirit was 544 feet above the Earth. So we want to draw a horizontal line at 544. Well, this is 550, so 544 would be like so. Okay? And it wants us to estimate the times that the rocket was above that line. Okay? Well, it looks like about half a second, because this is 1 second. And this looks to be about 3.5 seconds. Yeah. I would say between 0.5 seconds and 3.5 seconds. Because all between that time, it is above that line, or it's higher than the line. Let's take a look at question 3. Question 3 says, the times that the spirit was 544 feet above Earth can be determined exactly by finding the values of t that make h of t equal to 544. Rewrite the equation from item 3a in lesson 33-1 and set it equal to 544. So that was negative 16 t squared plus 64t plus 512, and we're going to set that equal to 544. Is the method of factoring effective for solving this equation, and justify your response? No. Because it is no longer easily factorable when you subtract 544 from both sides. Is the quadratic formula effective for solving this problem, and justify your response? Yes. The quadratic formula will work for any quadratic equation. Determine the times that the rocket was 544 feet above the Earth. Round your answer to the nearest thousandth of a second and verify that this solution is reasonable compared to your estimated times from the graph in item 2. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to say negative 16t squared plus 64t. And I have to subtract the 544 from both sides. So we're going to do 512 minus 544. That gives me negative 32 equal to 0. So we've got A is negative 16, B is 64, and C is negative 32. So we've got negative 64 plus or minus the square root of 64 squared minus 4 times negative 16 times negative 32 all over 2 times negative 16. All right, let's condense what we can. So we've got negative 60, no, sorry. We're going to do 64 squared minus 4 times negative 16 times negative 32. So that's going to be negative 64 plus or minus the square root of 2048 all over negative 32. All right, so we're going to do our approximations now. We've got negative 64 plus the square root of 2048 all divided by negative 32. So this one is approximately 0.5, that's tenths, 8, that's our hundredths place, and then we're going to round that next one to a 6. That's going to be our thousandths, tenths, hundred, thousandths. So approximately 0.586. All right. Let's take a look at if this were subtracting. So we're going to do negative 64 minus the square root of 2048 divided by negative 32. Approximately 3.414. Were those close to my estimate for question number 2? I said about half a second and about 3.5 seconds. Not exact, but 0.5, close. 3.5, another close one. Attend to precision. Explain why it is more appropriate in this context to round to the thousandths place rather than to use the exact answer or an approximation to the nearest whole number. Approximating the decimal is more precise than a whole number, but a lot easier to understand than using the exact answer with the square root symbols. On to the next debriefing question, and then we'll finish out our lesson.